Yes, it's me logging in. Thank you. All right. Holy shit. I got things I have to do here. Right, there we go. Man, that was me in the butt. All right, new laptop, new camera, new microphone. That's peaking pretty bad, so it might be too much microphone. I don't know. Well, let's see. Let me know. So this is Flex Fuel. Oh, I should put that in the title, and I didn't. That was dumb. This is Flex Fuel. I just fired up the Flex. Damn, this fucking weather station. It's a piece of crap. 45 degrees, 75%, 27.5. Yeah, those are all correct. Still correct. Thank you. It's annoying as shit. Every couple minutes, like, hey, this doesn't work. Put the weather parameters in. It's cold as fuck. It's probably actually less than 45, honestly. And that's going to correct the dyno and make it read lower. I should fucking put the right temperature in here. And I swore already. I usually make it further than that. Yeah, it's only 39 degrees. Oh. Oh. That'll raise it up some. I don't care. Whatever. Not the point. Dyno numbers don't matter. What matters is the tune is correct. So here we are. LinkG4x. Built 2.5 liter Kelford cams. G30-660. Tier 1 / get it on tune turbo kit. What else? ID 1300s. Garrett wastegate. Garrett blow off valve. Like it? Like it? Feels nice and crispy. This thing is so crispy that the dyno is having a hard time holding it back. I like that. It's crazy because it's not a ton of power. It's that where the dyno is grabbing the car to lock it down and hold it, the boost is spooling up and the torque's increasing, so the dyno's not able to hold it back. It's having a hard time. So I either need to start the pull later or start the pull earlier. I might need to go earlier, honestly, because it's already got full boost by 3,500. It's already like 20 pounds almost. So we'll see. I want to watch this knock stuff here. It was really difficult on pump gas. Now that we're on ethanol, I want to see if the knock is the same. I'm actually going to put the timing the same, actually. Let me do that. It's the fuel. It's not timing. I'm going to make the time maps identical and then see how much the engine noise changes. Because, you don't always know if it's actually engine noise or if it's knock. And built motors can be a little louder. And I don't want to lift the heads off it or spin a bearing. So I spent a lot of time pulling timing out of it. And a bunch of fuel everywhere, did a bunch of stuff. So now we're at the exact same time maps. See how much noise I get on my knock system here on this pull. I should probably lower the boost down to the same boost level too, which was 33. So let's go right here and hit 33. And this one and hit 33, and then I'll use that to turn the boost up. Okay, so I've got flex fuel in it now, or sorry, ethanol in it now. It's about 56%, 48%. Okay, 48%. Same boost, same timing. We're gonna see how loud it is. Pretty loud, as you can see. Okay. A little bit of power at the same. It's like I might pick the same, a little bit of power at the same boost level. Let's see right here, like cylinder 2 there popping up, making a little bit of noise, and cylinder 4 popping. Both of these cylinders have been kind of problematic during this tune so far, and I was concerned it was pump gas or something, but it's exact same trend now, and I got 48% ethanol in it, and the timing's the same. So 12 degrees. 12 degrees at 19 pounds at 5,600. There's no EJ in the world that should be knocking there. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Maybe a D25 head on pump gas might knock there, but definitely not an ethanol built motor. This is B25s on this thing. There's no way. So that makes me think I have the sensitivity just a little too high on the NOx stuff. But I wanted to double check that because I don't want to make it too dull and then rip the fucking head gaskets and stuff right out of it. So unfortunately, think about this. I need to put that seatbelt in, don't I? I don't hear that shit. And that's just enjoying as hell on the video. Alright, sorry about that. Let's see. I got nobody in here right now, so that's fine. I don't know why I gotta keep signing in. This is stupid. Oh my god, it's still me. It's still me. YouTube. It's the same computer. It's the same application. Alright. 3 viewers. Okay. Hello, everybody. Alright. Now let's do this again. Okay, so back to where I was. You can see here 2 and 4 are a little loud, and they're down a smidge in our gain for those 2 cylinders, but I didn't want to keep dropping it down on pump gas because, you know, like, these systems can pick up knock before you can hear it. You want that to happen because if you hear it on an EJ, that's a hell of a knock event, and we don't want that to happen. But at the same time, we don't want it to just make a bunch of noise, trip the knock sensor, or pull much timing out for no reason either. So I don't want to desensitize the cylinders and then not pick up actual knock. But here I am. You can see here I got about 6% taken out of 2. I got 11% taken out of 4. And they're still louder than the other 2. And as you saw, that timing was conservative. 12 pounds on 48% ethanol at 19 psi. Or 12 degrees at 19 psi at 50 something 5,700 RPM. That's no timing. So I can't see it actually knocking. And I've already added 5% to cylinder 2, 4% to cylinder 4, pulled 2 degrees out of cylinder 2 and a degree and a half out of cylinder 4, and they're still the loudest 2 cylinders, but they're also the closest to the knock sensor, and it's a forged motor, and so I am going to change the frequency a little bit and see what happens if I change the frequency some. Usually between 13 and 11 is where you get the right second order resonance for knock on these engines. So I'm just going to start with that, do that change. And you'll see actually the noise will be quite a bit different on that, but I'm going to start there. And if that doesn't fix it, or at least bring the cylinders together a little bit, then I'll go with some more gain adjustments. But anyways, I'm glad we found that. I'm glad we get to see that it's not, there's no way it's knocking. Like, it's not knocking, just loud. Sports motors do that. Okay, so let's go back to boost. Actually, let's go to that log. We'll look at our air fuels. Air fuels are 7.8 lambda, 7.6, 7.7 lambda, so right in there. What's the key for unzooming? Z, that's what it was. Okay, and our trim, it was adding about 6%. Hello. It's by the air compressor. Yeah. What are they? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh. Here you go, bud. See. All right, so I got to add 7%, but the VE shouldn't change as much as it has here. So I'm going to change the fuel density on this because oops, wrong button. I'm going to change the fuel density on this because the VE was pulling a little bit of fuel out with pump gas, and I added some VE to it. So we're going to thin out the fuel some. Oopsie, that's not what I wanted to do. Stop doing that, you bastard. It should do this. There we go. Do that. And do that. Those two right there should help out a bunch. If my brain was right, it should make it. Should add fuel automatically. All right, we'll do another one. No other changes. Just gets so smooth up top. That wastegate starts to close a little bit. Nice sandwich here. And it just gets so smooth sound. Well, thank you. 436. It keeps doing this little spot right here, a little drop in voltage during the pull. I don't know what that's about. That's weird. And then you see it changes the dwell, and the fuel changes a little bit there too. Your reduce cycle changes. Little voltage dip. It does that every couple pulls. I don't know. Close loop lambda, 4 there, 2 up top, 3 up top. That's closer. Okay, I like that. Let's go to boost. See how boost looked. Boost. Approached, stalled a little bit, then it came up some. A lot of integral on this one. Interesting. Okay. A lot of integral. I probably didn't copy over the same wastegate table I had before. Start. Let's see. No, it's the same. Usually that's only less wastegate cycle. In this case, it's got integral additive 3.9, so needs a little more in this case. Let's go check that knockout. All right, there we go. Still the same kind of thing. It didn't get as high, but you see 2 and 4 are still the louder cylinders. And just crest that threshold. Let's see, and at this point, where we crest that threshold, it's an arbitrary threshold that I made, right? We're looking at 11.9 degrees, so 12 degrees of timing. Oh, that's interesting. The units change themselves. I had it on PSI just a few minutes ago. What the fuck happens? Change the KPA. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, 19.8 pounds at 5 grams. Let's try. So 5,400, 12 degrees of timing, 19 pounds, 7.7 lambda, plenty of rich. So yeah, that's not. It can't be that. So I'm gonna knock their gains down a smidge. Not that far. Like I said, these already have multiple degrees less timing. Show you. Here's fuel. We go up top here. See, I've got your laptop. I got used to this. What are you buttons are? They're different. My other one. We got 4% up top here. 4.5% up top on cylinder 4. Got 5% on cylinder 2, and I pulled timing out of both of them as well. Cylinder, if I did. Cylinder 4, -3 degrees right there, and cylinder 2 is 1.5. 3 is excessive, in my opinion, but that's what I did because of all the noise it was making. So I might actually add half a degree back in and see if that noise changes. Okay. Let's look at that dyno graph. How'd that look? Good. Because that blip with that voltage, though. That's really odd. All right, and we haven't added boost yet. So let's add some boost. Fuck, maybe some timing. Just gonna go linear right here. Just to bang this section out real quick. Just to raise it up. Now, this is almost a 6 degree bump in boost. This turbo might not do it up top. It might not be able to carry that up top. Let's see. My ignition table. Go down here, all the times you can hold. Now, shit, if you've seen or done any of the schools online for like HP Academy, they tell you 10 degrees. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. You will not have a good time. That is a ridiculous thing to tell people. I don't know why they would tell people that 10 degrees of timing is the right amount of timing to add with ethanol. That is way too fucking much. And you will rip the guts right out of your engine doing that. I can't think of any engine that would tolerate that, honestly, unless it was like something that you had pulled timing out of before because it was already so knock limited on pump gas that you would have had to pull a ton of timing out. But yeah, that's way too freaking much. So it's definitely not 10 degrees. Do not listen to that. You will be putting a new motor in your car in no time. So this will open here. Let's listen to this thing sing. This thing sounds really good. The combination of the header, the custom turbo kit, the cams, and everything just sounds really damn good up top there. I probably could make it sound a little better sooner, honestly, with the maybe by changing the cam timing a little bit. I don't know. So I added up to 8%, just trying to hold boost up there, and just could not quite do it, even with 8% more via the integral. So that's not surprising, honestly. With this 660, right? Like at 500 wheel, you are on this dyno especially, you are asking a 660 to do a lot. That's a lot of work. And so we can see that it barely holds the boost. It starts to fall a smidge, and it's adding integral the whole time to try and keep it up there. So you can go to our wastegate tables and add that there as a baseline, and then add 8% to it as a base. So we're at 34. That's a quarter. So I had 20%. That's not what I wanted. Thought I hit multiply. That's fine. At 20%. That's why I'm not used to this laptop having an inner key where my old laptop has a arrow key. Really, the way I have the boost control system on here, I don't have to use two boost maps on here, honestly. It's actually two boost targets and wastegate any cycle maps. It's a little cumbersome, and it's absolutely unneeded. I don't have to do it. It's not getting me anything right now because I have both tables the same. Eventually, I'll do some small adjustments, and really what I should do is go back to number one and lower number one a little bit because this is the pump gas. And really, I don't want this high anyways on pump gas, so I'm doing it now. Just screw it. Shouldn't be targeting that kind of boost pressure anyways. You see here, I got the boost target as my wastegate duty cycle. So that's what makes it not necessary to have two wastegate tables because I have it based on boost target and RPM. Now, having that boost target and RPM and then using the second one as an ethanol for a small adjustment is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely viable and it work great for you, but it's not good because I have it based on boost target. Also based on boost target, I have my map, my map limit or my over boost limit. I have that set as well. This might have my timing a little too aggressive. Here, we'll drop my derivative down a smidge, 0.9. See if that mellows it out a smidge. Idle position's not changing, so it's all just timing. Accelerator says it's at 0.9. That definitely isn't the case. We just recalibrate that again for some reason. So we're going to do the bottom. Come on. Hit enter. Holy shit, let's go. I can't go in here, just double check it. That's all I want to do. The rest of it was good. Okay, got rid of that. Honestly, a 975 idle target with Kelfric Beast, little high. Lower it down, see how it treats us. Did definitely fix that. That was too much. See, I don't like that. I don't like that the idle target is so low that makes me feel like it's a vacuum leak. It's quieter. I didn't hit clear, so that last one before was pulling in. I didn't clear out those timing tables. Should have done. Oh, my chat wasn't updating. Sound seemed to cut during the pull. It probably was overranging the microphone, honestly. I should probably get a different uh, microphone setting and probably reduce this here. Probably clipping it pretty bad. Boost controller. Factory boost controller. If that's what you're asking. I'm just kidding. It's a link is the boost controller, and then the boost control solenoid is just a standard grid speed on it with a uh, Garrett wastegate. Hey Travis, what's up, dude? Hey Mark, hey Sloan Prez, hey Panda, hey Dino, what's up, guys? Yeah, it's not dual mics right now. It's I had dual mics before, but it's not right now. They're in my bag. I wanted to see how this new laptop did with the new mics. So yeah, so and the webcam, he says, is sharper. Looks clearer on the screen to me too, so that's good. So ways to get you cycle up arrow. Yeah, I don't really need to. Like it already rips. I mean, I'm near the end of what the turbo is going to do anyways. I mean, it'll do more. Let me just clarify that it'll do more, but you know, it's a 660 and it becomes a hair dryer. So we can keep pushing it a little bit. What's my duty cycle on my injectors though? Because they're gonna be near the ends. I'm at 80. Okay, I'm at 80. It's not bad. Do that. Um, what a game though, huh? So it was 401 on pump. Is where it was on pump. So 401 on pump, and then those other guys were all ethanol in between. So if I hide this one, like that. So I had a 92 wheel going to ethanol with 6 pounds of boost and a couple degrees of timing. That's not a little bit. That's not a little bit. That's a lot at the crank. I'm actually surprised at how well it carried on the new one, honestly. On the new one. On the ethanol edition, it carried quite well. Pretty surprised by that. But it looks good. I'm pretty happy with it. But we're gonna do a little more. Try a little more boost. I adjusted that wastegate duty cycle as you saw. So for target 2 here. So the target was right about 38 change. Yeah, 38.5. See, it doesn't quite hit it here. And it starts to lose it up top. Now that's absolute, by the way, so 24 gauge. I added duty cycle to it, as we saw, so it should get closer. And this blue integral down here at the bottom, this blue integral shouldn't build up as high. It should stay lower and closer to the boost. So before I add more boost, let's just see if that integral stays down on this next pole. Clutch slipped. Either the clutch or the dyno was angry. So I felt like the dyno and the car were not doing the same RPM. So that's why I let out. 6,500 here. 6,000 here. Wait, that might be the clutch slipping. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a twin plate, and it's supposed to be rated for 800 foot-pounds, but boy, that sure felt like it was slipping. That of the dyno. I'm going to change the start speed be a little earlier. Get 40. That's going to change the boost threshold, the shape of the curve, and everything, honestly. But I'm going to do it, see what happens. Because that. Oh no, that might have been clutch slip. Throttle fault. Interesting. Throttle.
Thumbs up.
Says E-throttle fault.
Huh?
E-throttle fault.
Oh.
The last pole I stopped, I aborted because it felt like it had slipped the clutch. But I should probably check. Now, TPS says this. Says it's there. But I don't know. Kind of confused right now. I'm going to see I figure it out. It shows TPS 7 main are both 100%. The motor current hit 80 and stayed at 80. So maybe because it was at 80 for too long? Because typically it goes up and it comes back down.
It's like an overcurrent thing.
Yeah, maybe. See, our max clamp is 80. Let's go to 90, see what happens. And then I'm gonna. It's at 500 hertz, which is factory Subaru frequency. Yeah, E-throttle max duty cycle limit. I'm gonna recalibrate it.
Want me to check anything?
It says max duty cycle limit, so it was definitely at it for too long.
Were you pouring it before?
Was that floor? No, it's chicken foot the whole time.
Just wonder why it's not happening now.
I don't know. It's been a little weird during some of the polls, and I didn't think it was the throttle. I thought it was something else, like the dyno or the thing, but it might have been the throttle the whole time. It's calibrated time. Oh, it made some changes. Look at that. It changed it. Weird. Both the main and the sub. Open throttle. Huh. Interesting. Hmm. I wonder if those current drop or the voltage drops related to the throttle being at max for so long and it something happening. I don't know. For that second. Let's do it again. Yeah, still just touches it. Pulling 3 degrees out of that cylinder. Let's look at the boost. Hey, that integral's gone. Look at that. Almost flat, even. So that worked, right? The integral is pulled down by us adding the duty cycle that we saw from the last poll. Boost, right on target. Everything seemed really happy except for the throttle. Uh, yeah, plugged in the seatbelt for you guys there. This thing does sound good. B cams are great. I love B cams. I like B with a C exhaust better, and this thing would do better with C exhaust, but it also do better with bigger turbo. So, timing up top soft. Yeah, timing's pretty soft. Um, I like the ACT twin plate. The ACT twin plate's bomb. Love that thing. That's what's in this. I don't know which one it is. If it's the XT or the HD. If it's the HD, it could be slipping, maybe. I mean, it's making 600 plus foot-pounds at the crank. Man, I don't. Okay, feed forwards at 35. What's it actually running? 38 up to 70. Wow, it keeps going. Look at that. So the current is going up with the boost. The boost is trying to slap or shut that throttle body, and so it's needing more current to hold it open. See it really climb there. Throttle body feels a little weak, honestly. It makes you wonder if it's having some issues. That's pretty interesting. Feed forward wise, you can see it pops up the current. The position is not quite 100. It gets there decently quick, so I could probably add more to the feed forward. It looks like it's falling a little short before it does that. So the 100% feed forward could go up a little bit on it. This guy right here. Yeah, that could be closer to 45, 50, honestly, as a start. get it closer a little more. Quicker to react. How's this going over here? Fucking cylinder. Like, look at that. So I've pulled 3 degrees out of this cylinder. 3 degrees out of this point. And at this point, on 48% ethanol, we have 11. So that cylinder currently has 7 degrees of timing on it. And it's got almost 5% more fuel than the other cylinders. And it's still that freaking loud. That's a pain in the ass. Oh, and I've also reduced the gain on that cylinder to the knock sensor by like 20%, right? Or something. So I don't know. It's I don't know what to do, really. Change the frequency again, try different frequencies, about it. Change the gain. This gain's a smidge higher than I usually run them. But these numbers are based on the gain. So, if I lower the gain some, then I'll drop the threshold down 30%, which isn't a big deal. It's just with a little more gain, you get a little more resolution in here, but it's it's weird. Windows start 25 degrees after ignition, so let's think about that. That's basically 5 degrees after top that center. No, it's later than that. Honestly, it's later than that because of our timing being so retarded on cylinder 4, and our timing is only 11 degrees right there. So that's actually freaking like 15 after top dead center. So at that point, what's happening at that point? Exhaust valve should already be shut by now, so no exhaust valve noise. Yeah, there shouldn't be any noise from valves happening in that region. So any noise that we hear is things rattling around, or not. I can't see it being knocked though. Like, it just defies all logic. But look at that dynograph. That is so smooth. I can't believe how smooth it is. This dyno doesn't have options for smoothing. You don't have a smoothing option. It's usually, if it's jagged, it's jagged. So like it doesn't look like it's that undertimed. It doesn't look like it's having knock issues. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong. That's just a beautiful curve on this thing. We look at air fuels. Air fuel, boop, right here. And that's almost flat as a board. A little wiggle at the top end. I mean, that's great. That's a good AFR pump gas, even 11.5. I like to run a little richer than that, and this one is richer. And our boost comes in like that. I mean, look at that. It's like a tabletop. It's like a plateau. Like, everything is beautiful on here. It's just that it keeps pulling timing on 4. I mean, shit, it pulled 4 degrees here. So it's got 4 here, plus 3 here, so 7. It's got 4 degrees of timing on cylinder 4 right there. 4. See, and it's on narrowband. Sometimes they don't have the wideband I like to run on the M-Trons. So the M-Trons, I run a wider band centered around 11 or 13. It's got 10 to 16 widebands. Well, I can't imagine how much fucking noise that'll pick up. Try 11, but I might have to turn the gain down. I might have to make this guy a 2, and then turn down my thresholds by about 30%. That for starters. Hit that. See what happens. But yeah, I mean, there's no way it's not going to 4 degrees of timing. XD blows. This took place Hyperblue apps, right? Sold it. No noise. Very nice drive. Yeah, they're great. They're really great. This is a Craig block. Dodgers clapping at 500. That's funny. It's awesome. All right. Reset this stuff. That. Hit that. So that's the only change is knock system, right? That pull. Let's look at the boost real quick. Look at that. Again, how we do. A little more integral. Tries to get up there. On the top end. You can change the frequency on the drive-by-wire and see if how much that alters the current. Try that. I'll do that real quick. See if that changes the current. We go to 750. See if we get a current drop. Or if it goes up. About the same. 70 to 80. That didn't change much at all there. Still the noisiest cylinder. Looks like I got that threshold pretty close. Could have gone a little further. Obviously, from 3 to 2 is different to 50%. Well, 2 to 3 is an addition of 50, and 3 to 2 is about 30. But so I got that pretty close. But that guy still making noise on 4. Don't like it. Don't like that it's that noisy. Fuel trims 2%, 5% right there at the onset. That works for me. I mean, shoot, I'm running 7.6, 7.7 lambda on this on ethanol. It's 18 degrees up top. That's it. 10 degrees in the mid range. 25 pounds of boost right around there. 24 up top. One thing to keep in mind now is that 24 pounds of boost on a car with cams is like 28 to 30 on a car without cams. You got to keep that in mind because the airflow changes. And boost is a function of back pressure. So for the same boost level, you will get more airflow and therefore more power than before. So don't look at this and go, oh, there's no way he's making that much on only 24 pounds. Well, it's got cams in it and ported heads. So that's going to improve the power for the same boost pressure than what you can see in it. And another engine doesn't have those things. Yeah, but E-throttle about the same. Still at 77%, but we didn't hit the 80%. That's good. It popped open to 100 and held 100 just fine. There's no jittering, no chattering, nothing like that. Boost, like I said before, we're getting some integral, only 3%. And our juice cycle is only 44, so we could definitely add more. It's really just about how hard I'm going to push this thing. This thing is not a closed deck block and does not have half-inch head studs. And so the answer is I'm not going to push it much more. You'll see that the torque is nice and flat and low. Doesn't have the EJ spike that we often get. And more importantly is that it doesn't have it on an aftermarket big turbo even, or even a turbo that spools this fast. Look at that. I mean, here is, what was that boost there? Well, fuck the boost. Let's look at the torque. 250, almost 300 pounds of torque to the wheels here. What's that? 270 pounds of torque at 3,200. And yeah, so it makes a lot of torque across the whole power band. I think we're good. And I bet we're 82% duty cycle on our injectors too, probably, right? 80.2, 81, 80.7, so 81%. You can run these injectors harder and longer. That's not a problem. Our differential fuel pressure drops a couple psi, but not bad. It looks like the fuel pump's keeping up just fine. And let's see. What else we got? No more dip in the voltage like we had before. So I'm starting to wonder if that throttle was why we were getting that voltage dip on a couple poles there. And everything looks really good. Honestly, everything looks really good. The only I don't like is the VE. On Pumpcast, the VE was down in the 80s, and I went through all the settings to make sure that it made sense. And it is. It's down in the 80s. That was a little difficult. I was like, why is it so bad? Um, yeah, I went through all the settings: injectors, displacement, fuel model, the temperature, the densities, the fuel mass, the fuel density, the fuel pressure. I went through everything, and it just is running a lower BE up top. And now that makes sense. We look at the smaller turbo. I say smaller being the 660 with an 8.2, but it's got cams. And when you're asking for a lot of boost with cams, you get a lot of back pressure, and that does drop VE. So uh, if this was a bigger turbo, it would probably be a lot higher up there. I know it'd be a lot higher up there if it was a bigger turbo with a bigger housing. If it was a G35, or even the 3770 would do better, just because we'd be in a more efficient zone on the compressor, and if we're more efficient on the compressor, requires less shaft power from the turbine to turn that compressor. So, and also, I didn't even think about it. I'm probably overspending the shit out of this turbo. Last time I had a turbo speed sensor on one of these, peak speed was right around here. I think it was actually like 485 was peak speed. We don't have a sensor on there, so they're probably at the limit of what this turbo's speed limit is, published speed limit by Garrett, which I have noticed is a bit conservative because I spun up way higher than that and not had a failure yet. But, uh, you know, just because I haven't had a failure doesn't mean it's not going to happen or it can't happen. Power band looks really fun. Yeah, this car's going to rip. This car's going to be a blast to drive. I'm excited for that. It's going to pull nice and hard to red line and everything. What's my rev limit set at? Because it feels like it's kicking in a little early. There's an actuation or control range with RPM. Sometimes they set them pretty aggressive, and it's just a pain in the dick. So it's 200 RPM control, and I have it set at 76. So basically, it's 74, really, because it's already activating. I'm going to bring that up a smidge. I'm going to make that 8, which makes it basically 78. Since it's starting to control at 74. I'll do that. And gives us a little more room so he's not just bouncing right off that limit when he's running it. He'll have hopefully time to feel the power start to drop off and then grab a gear instead of going whop, 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 and eating the steering wheel. Kind of want to put another degree or two up top in it, to be honest with you. Kind of want to put some more timing up top. Kind of want to do it on cylinder 4. Cylinder 4, it's got so much taken out of it. Right here, on the very top. Right here, kind of want to, oh, that's fuel. I want to give some back to cylinder 4 up top. This is 0. And just fade it in like that. And then you go to my ignition table, 2, and up here it's 65. Right here, yep, exactly where I want to do it. And a little bit there. That's it. That's all I want to do. Pull the window up and see if it changes the way the mic picks up the car. We'll do this. See if that's a little better. See if it peaks out as much or what. What's your concern? 203? That's not hot. 203 is normal operating range. Fans don't even kick on to like 205 on the front of the factory. So that's not a concern. I run a 205 thermostat in my car, and it loves it. It does great up there. Thing gets good fuel economy. Has less engine wear. It performs better on ethanol. It yeah, it's great. I love my high temp thermostat. All right, now what do we see? Power didn't go up, so I didn't need the timing. I mean, 1 horsepower is not. I mean, I only added 0.3 degrees, but I did add 2 degrees of cylinder 4, and power didn't go up. So sometimes the timing and engine wants will surprise you. You'll be surprised. You'll think that it should want a lot more than it's taken, and not always. It can definitely surprise you. Let's go to the knock page and see what happened up in there. What the fuck? How did I do that? Oh, because I didn't clear it last time. Right. Didn't clear. But that doesn't matter. That's a 5500. Um, yeah, so 20 degrees at 75 made no difference from 19 degrees at 75. Power was the same. So, and there's that voltage drop again. It's still there. Just occasional bloop. It's weird. 82.7% of fuel. The fuel injectors. 7.7 lambda, pretty much across the board. Little wiggle here and there. Looks good. Fuel trim's less than 2% to the whole power band. That looks good. Yeah. But you can see there, like, did it need the timing? Doesn't seem like it. Nothing went up. Nothing changed. Nothing was beneficial by adding that timing to the engine. And even cylinder 4, no more power was made by adding that timing. So I'm taking it back out. It was happier on pump that way. I'm not putting that much there, though. I'm going to take it back out here. This region. Fill that in. That I'm going to bump back in a smidge up here because knock doesn't really happen if I'm on RPM. Doesn't really occur up there. Okay. So that. I think good. I think I'm done with this car. But yeah, it's just something to keep in mind that you really just don't. You can't go into a tune with too many preconceived notions, especially when you're on something that's custom, with a lot of modifications and that kind of stuff. It might surprise you. And shit, piston stability and ring seal can surprise you from one engine to the next. The valve job from one engine to the next can surprise you, can make things different. The piston design, something that Paul Yaw was talking about recently was piston design, and he's right, with the crown. A lot of the factory pistons have a big dish in them. A lot of my pistons are flat topped. So you change the way the burn happens in the cylinder with a flat top piston versus a dish piston. Aside from even just the whole compression ratio difference, the way the burn propagates in the cylinder. The Subaru piston with the way the dish is, I've never liked the donut dish. I've always had a problem with it because I don't like the way it has this raised section under the spark plug to give it a faster initiation. But then it goes big dish outside of that. I call it the donut dish. Looks like a donut on top of the piston. So then all of a sudden I have this huge increase in combustion chamber volume as the fuel kernel sees it, right? All of a sudden there's all this room in there, which slows down the propagation of the burn through that area. So when I made my pistons back in like 2009, 9 or 10, I had a set that I made and was giving out to people. Had an email from Junior, and he was like, dude, what the fuck did you do to these pistons? Like, what do you mean? He goes, I've never had an engine make this much power on so little timing and so little boost. And it was because of the pistons design. It aided the propagation of the flame front through the chamber instead of impeding it like the factory shape donut dish was doing. So what else do I want to say about that? So yeah, so like I said, different pistons can surprise you on how the engine behaves. This one's got flat tops, so it clearly burns quicker than the donut dish, and we can see it. Saw that it's, what some people think was soft timing on a factory engine is more than plenty on this one. Leaning towards closed valve, yeah, I almost always do closed valve injection for sure. In fact, if you look at the injection angle on this, it's set like 440 or something like that. On the Cobb tunes at idle and light loads, I do set them at 440 degrees, so that the light, small pulse width hits the back of the intake valve. It's warm, has time to vaporize, and then gets pulled into the cylinder as a vapor instead of heavy droplets. I'm a big fan of closed valve injection. If open valve injection was really good, then there wouldn't need to be so much work done on direct injectors to get all the little cones to go the right direction, the right place, to get the best atomization. They wouldn't be as big of an issue, but it's an issue, and they spent a lot of freaking time directing those cones to try and get them to atomize better and not wash down the cylinder walls, and not impinge the piston and erode the piston crown and all of that. So having a vapor enter the chamber is way better than having a stream of fluid shooting in, clearing the valve, hitting the back of the cylinder wall, the crown of the piston, or whatever, and chasing the piston down the bore. So I'm also a closed valve injection person. Now, as injector duty cycle gets to be 80%, you have no choice but to be injecting while the intake valve is open. You are injecting 85% of 720 degrees. So yeah, a large portion of it is closed valve, but you are definitely injecting open. So some people will set an end of injection instead of a start of injection on their injector timing to force it to be as much closed as possible. But what can happen is if you approach that 100%, is that you will have a injector not firing during a portion of the piston going down and open up, and then all of a sudden another pulse happening, which is bad. I spoke Paul Yaw. Is he saying about DI? He is not going to do DI. He has no interest in doing DI injectors. That's somebody else's market right now, and he's not interested in doing it. The biggest reason being that it's really, really easy to adapt different port injectors to different ports and different intake manifolds and all of that. It is not something that you can do with direct injectors. There are a lot of different direct injectors, and they're application specific. The cones, like I was talking about in the DI injector, the cones that spray the fuel, those are application specific, and all of that. So definitely not anything he's interested in doing, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't either. Anyone interested in tuning would do themselves a favor by watching your streams, but eventually you share an insight can get by just paying attention. Hands out to you. Hey man, I appreciate that. Thank you, Travis. I have dedicated most of my life to education, uh, both providing it and receiving it. So I try and do it all the time. I teach you guys here. I teach you guys on all of that. Does anyone I trust plan on doing what? DI injectors? I don't know. I guess those Nostrum guys know something about it. I saw that stream that they had. There was some intelligent stuff on there. There was some stupid shit said there. If I could stream the holy crap. But there was a lot of really good stuff said too. So um, enough that I was like, all right, these guys might have an idea what's going on with direct injectors. That's cool. Other than that, I don't really have any desire to do it myself or need bigger direct injection. I don't see a point. You're already kind of at a limit of getting fuel in the engine with direct injection anyways. I don't see a reason to do it. I would much rather just add port injection. Uh, the issue of getting um, the issue of getting that much fuel into an engine via a direct injector that's spraying in the cylinder, because for one, you don't get 720 degrees to do it because you have your combustion events, you have your exhaust events happening, so you lose 360, but it's more than that because you lose on top on the front and the backside of that 720 degree cycle. So, and you can't spray when the piston's at TDC. You can't spray when it's close to TDC because you'll just erode that piston crown by jamming high pressure 2200 psi fuel coming out of a tiny jet into a soft piece of aluminum. So you really only get like 180 to 200 and something degrees, maybe, of injection time with a DI injector. It's not worth it. DI is great for getting good fuel economy. DI is great for help equalizing the temperature in the chamber and all of that. But DI is not great for power. It's great in conjunction with port. For power, absolutely. DI with port, you can make more than you could with just port or with just DI. Not because just mass fuel flow, but for the same compression and all of that. DI is great for that. Both of those is great. But trying to make 1,000 horsepower on just DI, nope. Future is going to be multiple. Yeah, absolutely. It is. If internal combustion engines stick around, it will be dual injection for sure. It's the only way to go. Unless we're talking multiple port injectors, staged direct injection with multiple direct injectors, maybe. But we're out of space in the head. We need all the space for valves, spark plugs, and all of that. And they've already had to sacrifice enough to put an injector in there and a spark plug in there and all that. So I don't see the future being only DI. It's if power is going to remain a goal, it's going to be either stupid high DI, stupid high pressure DI, instead of 2200 psi, 3000, 4000 plus, which is difficult to do with gasoline. Because then you got to worry about fucking auto igniting your gasoline as soon as leaving the injector with all the pressure in there. And then, or it's going to be a dual injection, port and all that. But Toyota's been doing the D4S shit forever. So Toyota's been doing the dual injection already for a long time. And it's not the future, it's the now. It's already happening, and it is the best solution. It solves so many problems. Anyways, I'm done with this car. I need to eat my lunch. I haven't done that yet. It's 3:30, and it's been sitting on the table waiting for me. And I need to deliver this car because the customer's sitting in the lobby just waiting for me to stop yapping at you guys. So, um, anyways, I appreciate you guys for hanging out on this abbreviated tune. Hopefully, you still picked up some good stuff and saw some things that might make you go, oh, well, I'll be damned. 10 degrees. That's not bad. Okay. That kind of stuff. So, anyways, thanks again, guys.